Okay, so we have our sourdough here. You can see it's got bubbles, it's active. I'm gonna feed it while it's still active before it's starving. That way I can make bread with it in the next day or two. So I just thought I'd go ahead and shoot a quick video showing you how to do that. Everybody does it a little different. I do use a scale here so that I can weigh out my sourdough starter. This is the glass jar I usually keep it in. I've already washed it. I transferred it to another one. You can do it how you choose. But I'm gonna set it on the scale and zero it out so that it is not included. So what I'm gonna need for this is I use unbleached all-purpose flour. I do have warm water here, just room temperature warm water. And I use mine directly from the faucet because I have well water, so I don't have any chemicals or anything in it. If you have water like from the city that may have bleach or things in it, chlorinated water, you might want to use bottled water for this. It's up to you. I hear people use it anyway, so it's up to you. All right, so that's something to stir with, and I do use a rubber band, and that's just to put the mark on the glass of where I'm at. So for me, it just depends how much sourdough you would like to keep at a time and when you plan to bake with it. You do not have to keep it on the counter at all times. I do keep mine in the refrigerator a majority of the time, and I take it out a couple days before using. So the first thing I'm going to do is pour in how much weight I want of this. So most people probably stop at 50. I'm going to go ahead and go to 100 just so I keep a good bit of it. So I'm doing grams. You can do it however you choose. Again, it's to each their own. Some people don't use a scale, but I find that it's the best way for me. So I did 100 grams of already developed sourdough. So I'm gonna do 100 grams of this unbleached all-purpose flour. All right, so that's 100 grams. Now this, because I live in the South and the humidity is high, I do less water than what it calls for. So instead of me doing 100 grams, I'll probably do more like 75 grams and wait and see, and I'll show you the consistency I'm going for. All right, so now I really don't need the scale too much anymore. I just want to make sure that it is thick. I do want it to a really thick consistency. I just don't want there to still be flour that's not mixed. So I don't know if you can see down in there. You can see that consistency. It's pretty thick. I'm gonna put just a smidgen more water because right now it's got a little flour not mixed up. So let me mix that up. That might have been a bit too much. You can always add a little more flour or a little more water until you get the consistency you're looking for. These are spurtles. If you're interested in these, I can put a link to them from Amazon. They're extremely helpful for so many different items. I use them for many things, but the stirring like this is really handy in a long jar. I do like mine in long jars, tall jars like this, because sometimes they do bubble up quite a bit and I don't like them to run over. All right, so from here, I know some people like to clean their jar up. I'm not that particular because I do this every day. I do wash my jar every single time I feed it, which is daily. So from here, I also have some really nifty tops for mine, and it seals it like this. You can either put it on tight if you're putting it in the refrigerator, or I keep it just a little loose so that it can grow. The only thing I do from here is I place my rubber band exactly on that line of where it is. Then when I store this, I'm actually gonna put this on top of my refrigerator. My house is pretty cool. It stays in the upper 60s or very low 70s. It doesn't grow as fast when your house is cold, so I put it on top of the refrigerator because it seems to be the warmest place in my house. Then you can leave this, and within about 4 hours, sometimes up to 12, again, depending on the warmth of your house, it will double in size. That lets you know it's active and ready to be baked with. Okay?